Hi everyone, I'm Mick. Welcome to my shop. Today I am making a grinder enclosure for my D-bit grinder to help control the dust, keep it from getting all over the shop. The first part I'll be making the enclosure, and in the second part, after I get it done, I'll add dust collection to it. But I need a little bit of time to figure out where things need to go inside the enclosure. So let's get started. So I was looking for clear acrylic sheets to make the enclosure out of, and actually found a place that sells them cut to size for less money than it would have cost me to buy them and cut them to the size I needed. So that seemed like a no-brainer. I was not looking forward to potentially cracking or ruining some rather expensive acrylic sheets as I was figuring out how to cut them. I still have the concern about cutting a hole for the dust collection fork to go through, but less concerned than cutting big plates like sheets like this. So let's see, so this looks like this will be the top. Yeah, Professional Plastics is the place I got them. No sponsorship or anything here, this is just where I happen to get them. And looks like these will be the sides, and this will be the back. So I will need to drill the holes to attach the plastic to the frame. And for the frame, I picked up some of this. Let me get one out here. Extruded aluminum that they use quite a bit for making things like my CNC micro engraver is made out of this stuff, and that's actually where I got the idea to use this for the enclosure, because the enclosure that I bought for my CNC micro engraver is made out of exactly the same stuff. And the nice thing about it is you can just use little miniature T-nuts and attach the acrylic to these slots. So I just need to cut this stuff to length. And then I picked up an assortment of T-nuts, and this package contains some corner brackets. So you just use one of these brackets on the corner, and it'll hold all three pieces. The measurements on these need to be pretty precise, so I'm going to open these up and put a couple on the ends and see how much they add to the overall length, so I know how much to allow for when I'm cutting these. Alright, so I finally figured out what I need here. I need to cut these rails, so I need 2 of them. B's and 2 of them. C's and 2 of them. D, I need 2 of them. 3 of them. E, I need 2. So let's set these up in the bandsaw and cut them to length. Alright, so all the pieces are cut, and now I'm going to start assembling the frame. This corner uses one of this style corner brackets because there's no bar coming in this way. Okay, there's the completed frame. So all these sides except this side will be covered with plexiglass, the acrylic sheets, and then this will sit over the D-bit grinder, and I'll put a hole in the back on this side, probably somewhere around in here. And my intention is to 3D print a through fitting and some sort of collection for inside. I don't know how I'm going to support it yet, but figure that out after we get the acrylic sheets installed and get it up there and see where things are. So let's get, I'll see about getting the sheets ready and get those installed. So it's a beautiful, nice day and set up in the driveway. So I'm going to drill the holes now for the sides of the enclosure, and then we'll install them, and this part is done. Alright, so let's go. So I set these up on this piece of rigid insulation so I can just drill straight through and I don't have to worry about the putting some wood and potentially ruining the 60-degree point on these bits that are made for plastic. So I haven't used them yet, so let's see how they do. Whoa. Quick. Guess I need to be a little bit more concerned about going through into my workbench. Left a nice cut, nice hole though. So, all right, I'm going to finish up the rest of these, and then we'll mount them on the frame. All right, so I've got this piece ready to be attached, and it appears that, guessing this is probably the first hole I drilled, I fractured it there. I got to be a little bit more careful, not let the drill plunge through. So these types of aluminum extrusions have special nuts that fit down in the T-slot, and then when you turn them they start to engage and can't turn any further, so you can put them all on the screws and then set it in place. Come on, there we go. Alright, the enclosure is built. Learned a few lessons doing this. The placement of the holes for the screws in here is, tolerances are pretty tight. Forgot to account for the cord, so I'll probably just drill a hole through the side back here, put a rubber grommet on. Maybe I'll see if I can find one of those, some of those rubber things that are kind of loose, but so the end of the cord can fit through. And the intent was that it was going to go back underneath this shelf here, but it's just a hair too tall. If I'd known I was going to make it too tall to fit under there, I would have made it just a little bit taller so it's a little bit more comfortable to work in there. But I think it's good. There's certainly enough clearance. That might be a problem, but I don't I can always lift it up if I need to get that down there, but I don't know, we'll see. The intent, the thought is that next, I don't like this light at all. It's a stupid design in my opinion. If there's nothing pressing down on the top of the thing that the light is attached to, it's almost impossible for it to focus and put any light on the tool here at all. So I'm probably just going to remove this light, figure out some better way of lighting it. And my intent is to drill a hole through the back here somewhere and probably 3D print an adapter to go through there to hook my vacuum up so that I can have a permanent vacuum run up to where the cutting, where the grinding wheel is. So yeah, so this is not going back underneath that shelf, so I guess part of the grand rearrangement of my shop, which is in progress, this will be moved somewhere. So anyway, that's the end of this part of it, and when I do the vacuum port and figure out what I'm going to do for that power cord, I will record that session as well. So thanks a lot. Take care, everybody.